Hi everyone and welcome on YouTube Live. I'm Michael, I work in the Creative Cloud team. I'm live from Paris, but today we're going to talk about Adobe Experience Design and we have Talin with us, who is live from San Francisco. Hi Talin.
Hi everyone. Hey Michael, how are you?
Good. And you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Talin Wansworth. I'm the lead designer for Adobe Experience Design, or Adobe XD as we'll probably refer to it from here on out. So.
Great, and we just noticed that, so we have already people in the chat. Please use the chat to ask questions to the Adobe XD team, to Talin, and we'll be happy to answer all your questions. And yesterday, I just got a new update of my Adobe XD preview, which is a Mac-only preview for the moment, but the Windows version is coming later this year. And maybe Talin, you want to show us what's new in this new release?
Yeah, no problem. Let me just stop a few things here and get the new release up and going.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yesterday, right in the morning, we released definitely some requested new features in the latest latest Adobe Experience Design build. Creative Cloud.
Okay.
Let's talk about them. All right. So, of course, the big one, the flashy one, the one we all know and love. We now have gradients, which is a big deal. I know for the sort of like yes, we're gonna bring it back. We're bringing back gradients. So I know for some of the non-designers, they're like, well, what's the big deal there? But we designers love their gradients. So we have now added gradients to any fill or for any shape. So I can go in here now I've drawn a shape here, and I can go in, and now I have a little drop down here in the color picker after I selected the swatch there. I can go from solid color to gradient. Look at that, amazing. There we go. That's a pretty basic gradient there. But what's great about our gradient is that we've kind of learned from some of the best tools we have here at Adobe, and we just continue to make it better. So here we have now all the options to control our gradient. So we have some sliders here, and we can up at the top, and we can select those, and we can assign some new colors there, and make this maybe a little more my style, a little more hot there. And then of course I can do that, but when I go back and select the gradient, I can actually adjust it right on the shape. So here I can actually just drag around the control points of the gradient. So now if I want something a little more like that, you get a little more purple, a little more of the purple there.
And we have people in the chat that say that it looks good. And yes, gradients in Adobe XD. We have also some people in the chat expressing that they are new to Adobe XD. So maybe if you want to explain what is this new app, and also if you could explain something, because I would be like, discovering this, I would be like, okay, you have Photoshop, Adobe, you have Illustrator, you have InDesign. Why did it take so much time to add gradients? So maybe you can explain why.
Yeah, well, all right. So let's go back to the beginning here. Maybe we jumped right into the new thing, and let's go back and set it up. So Adobe Experience Design is a brand new app from Adobe, and this is an app that's really focused on kind of the future of design. And so this means that this has all the great design tools that you kind of know and love, but it also has motion and interactivity for building interactive prototypes for mobile applications, for web designs, for basically any screen design, basically. And so this is a tool that's really focused on that. And so in it, we kind of started from scratch, really. We kind of looked at all the things here at Adobe, and we really thought, well, to do this right, we need to start from scratch on this one.
So it's brand new architecture.
Yep, brand new architecture.
Very fast. Performance is the top priority. So that's why you are building from scratch all the blocks to design screens.
Exactly. And so I think, we had to we built a brand new rendering engine, which is like how, again, like Michael mentioned, the performance and speed, that's been a real big priority for us. And we thought, well, we're building a new app. So we gotta start with all the best in sort of modern, technology. And so we built a brand new renderer, which means the app is super fast. Might not be as fast on the chat here, but, so it's super fast, so I can create, a bunch of artboards, and I can really just, just work fast as I go. And I think the real key here is that, we wanted to, as part of our jobs as designers now, we need to be building, experience for screens, and that comes with it, motion interactivity. So what we really wanted to do was build an app that let us, again, have the best of design, as well as getting a little, I forgot to turn the notification off, so they made a little appearance.
And also we have some interesting comments in the chat, and thank you, for the way, for asking questions. That's great. Maybe you can tell us where you are from also in the chat. That would be interesting. I'm from Paris. Talin is live from San Francisco. And someone is saying, so is it already released? Because I don't see it in my Creative Cloud app. So it's a good question, because I guess, said Jill, that you are on Windows. So maybe, Talin, you can explain what's happening.
So in building a new application, and again, this kind of speaks to why we're just now launching Gradients, is we launched Adobe XD as a new application in Creative Cloud in basically kind of a beta form in March, I believe it was. And what we've done is basically tried to get people access to it early, and to move very quickly, we needed to sort of focus our attention. And so initially we released the beta for Mac. And so right now, Adobe XD is available for Mac from Creative Cloud. It's free, so you don't have to be a paid subscriber of Creative Cloud to download XD and use it. And again, we kind of made that decision to kind of move quickly, again, because we're building all this stuff from the ground up. And so, and we're also planning monthly releases. And so we always kind of knew that we would get to Windows, and actually, to give you an update, coming within this year, we're going to have the Adobe XD preview or beta on Windows as well.
At the end of the year. So that's funny, because we have Sejil who has the question, and he says, yes, I also have a Mac. So that's fine.
Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good. So yes. So go to Creative Cloud.
People from Pakistan, from Germany, from Texas. We have Team Emacs. He wanted a shout out. So here you are. People from India, from all around the world, Saudi Arabia. That's great. And and someone is asking, so who are we targeting with this app? What kind of designers? What is the use case?
Yeah, so we are really focused on giving the designer who's designing mobile apps or mobile experiences, or designing for the iPad, or maybe even something like the Apple TV. We want to give you the tools that you need, right? And all those experiences really come with like multiple screens, and they want interactivity and motion. And this is an app that's really focused on those designers. But again, it's all built.
Something very powerful with Adobe XD is that within one single project, you can design screens for a smartphone, but also design the tablet experience, the TV experience, the Apple Watch experience, the website experience, and then you have all the customer journeys in one single project, one single view. And you see that now he's adding some screens for iPad. And this is not just about design, because Talin will show you that you can also create links and build an interactive prototype that you can share with other users.
Yeah, so I'll just add some watch screens there. Whoa, adding things all over the place. So as Michael was saying, I can basically have now like all of my projects sort of within one place, kind of one source, which really helps me out, because, and again, really focus on performance, so the speed isn't going to be a problem at all. And so here, actually going to open up another project that I was working on earlier, just to show you some of that interactivity. So here I have an app that I was designing, and And what I'm going to do is, so here in design mode, I have all the great vector tools that we kind of know and love. So drawing shapes, basic shapes. We have the pen tool as well, the vector pen tool. So you can draw your custom shapes. Like I drew this little illustration here inside of XD. And then what I can do once I kind of have my design and I have kind of the backbone of my app, say, kind of in place, I can switch from design mode over to prototype mode. And I can now select any object that I've drawn on the canvas, and it gets with this, it actually shows me this little handle, and I can start dragging that out, and I can drag that and connect it to another screen.
So if I click or if I tap on the sign in button, it will go to this screen.
Yep. So I'm going to just choose. Here we have a kind of variety of transitions, of animated transitions from one screen to another. So when I tap on that sign in button, I wanted to take it to my main sort of index page here, and I have a bunch of options. We have basically a basic dissolve. We have a push left, push right, or up or down, and we actually have a new one today, which is none. That's the one we added this month as well. Small change, but it's definitely a requested feature where I can just basically just transition right from one screen to another. So I'm actually gonna do that. It's gonna be super fast, but let's go check it out. So now, once I've done that, I've sort of started again, kind of adding this interactivity to my design. I can go and up in the top right corner, I can hit the play button here and actually launch a little preview window. And now within this preview window, my design is live. So as I go down here and I've wired up my little button for interactivity, and when I click on that button now, it takes me to that next screen. So it's great to sort of have these tools kind of in one place. And I think that's pretty new, is I think to have, great design tools, pixel perfect accuracy, or for designing the real application, but then being able to quickly add on this layer of interactivity so I can quickly prototype and I can try new ideas. So I can leave this preview window open, and I don't think that none option was really doing anything for me in this one, so I'm going to choose maybe a push left. And so now when I go back to my main screen and I click on it, there we go, nice. A nice little slide over to the index page.
So you still have the prototype view, like running prototype under your eyes. And something I noticed on the Adobe blog is that very soon we will be able to preview this prototype directly on a device, on an iPhone and on Android.
That is, and I think, again, making this a seamless experience. And again, the saying that I always love to bring up here is, a prototype is worth 1,000 meetings. Which means that if I can, share my design, my interactive sort of prototype for my app, in a meeting with my colleagues or with, the client, I can really tell a story and communicate more accurately than I can if I was just showing, say, static comps. And if I can put that in their hand and really, give them my device, it tells the story that much better. They can actually put their hands on it. And so we've been working on this for a long time, and I think we're just getting ready to start talking about it and start really, sort of talking about when we're going to launch it. And it's looking great. And you'll be able to, again, take your interactive preview now and actually share it on your device. It's super fast, again, real time. It's going to be really great. And
also you can share it using the web with other users. I mean, that's also the final destination of your prototype, because some people are already asking, can I use this to make an app, like develop an application? Here you are just at the design stage. Okay, so you design the screens, you create an interactive prototype very, very easily, very quickly, and you can share it with other users, other designers, maybe developers, to express your ideas. But what's really good with Adobe XD is that you can validate your design. You can share it with other users, see how they behave with your design, see how they interact, and identify what's working and what's not working. And that's how you save a lot of time and a lot of money, because hiring developers to create a real interactive prototype is very expensive.
Yeah, and as a designer, you want to solve all those problems earlier. You want to solve them for yourself, and then you want to be able to quickly test them with users, or with real users, and say, is this working? And again, I think testing and analytics and real-time feedback is something that we're again, I think are real fundamental parts of any design process. And I think that again, that's really why we built Adobe XD. So now that I've sort of made a couple screens interactive, and I've actually, as I've been designing here, I've used a couple other great sort of tools we have, again, to sort of build your interactive prototype. As you can see, I've made this index screen scrollable now, which is really great. So what I did was I was here on in my canvas, and I just took the artboard that I had, and I just basically like dragged it down.
Nice.
And that sort of gave me more space to sort of add a few more line items here in my list. And then you can see when I am working on that artboard, you can see that little dotted line. And that sort of shows me kind of where the screen size I started with, is. And so then I can just sort of see and like how I can just sort of add some scrollability to my prototype there. So I've done that. I've also used a really great feature in the prototyping, which is that one of the options you can define in your button, let's say for your buttons, is go to previous. So added that last month. And so here on the little wire handle, I can actually sort of choose the destination. So when I click this arrow, where do I want it to go? And one great option that we added last month was this previous artboard, which means however I came to this screen, when I click this little arrow, little triangle up here, it'll take me right back to where I was. So no matter which screen I came from, I can go right back to it. And so I've sort of added that in. So, and now I'm actually going to get ready, and I'm actually going to share this online. So I'm able to sort of add a title to my app. And so that will take all the sort of screens that are interactive, that have interactive buttons on them, and actually create a link online that I can share with my clients or with my design team, or more importantly, I can share this with users, people who might be interested in my Camp Vibes app here, my sort of hiking and national parks app. And so I've uploaded it now to Creative Cloud, and now I can actually follow that link right out onto the web, and there it is. There's my app, looking good, and I can basically just see if it works. Look, we have our scrolling sort of view here. And we go to that screen, and now we go back. Look at that. And of course, I can take that link and I can share it with Michael. I can share it with all of you. And again, just get closer to that all-important stage of feedback, on my design.
And also, it generates some code that you can embed on
true,
your
yes.
website, on Behance.
On Behance, yes. So I can also, in this little share dialog up here, I can grab this snippet of code, and I can actually go, and I won't log into Behance and do that whole thing because it's a few-step process. But I can copy this and paste this onto any web page, really. But most importantly, if I wanted to present this work that I've worked so hard on, I can start a Behance project and actually copy and paste this embed code. And now I have an interactive prototype on my Behance project page. And Michael just sent me a really great link the other day. People are doing some really amazing stuff on Behance with this little feature. And that was really exciting to see.
Great. So we have people from Brazil, so they want us to say Brazil. So we just said it.
I can't roll my R's. I'm sorry. I won't even attempt it.
Also, we have some people requesting features, so that's great because you need to understand that Adobe XD is built with the help of the community. So we have this website, which is adobexd.uservoice.com, where you can vote for feature requests or post your own feature request. So we just got one telling.
Oh yeah.
They want to. So I see in the preview you can record videos. That's something cool. But they want to do more with videos. They want to be able to drag and drop videos in the artboard. You see what I mean?
Yes.
Because apparently we have a lot of After Effects fans in the chat. So they want to create, I guess, animations, moving buttons or just videos that they want to and they want to be able to drag and drop them. So do you know if it's on the roadmap or?
Yes, it is on the roadmap. Again, I think when we're building an app from scratch, it definitely is one of those things that we've had in our mind for a while, and we're getting there. And we definitely want to support more formats on the canvas, as well as more formats from other Adobe apps. So not just videos, but possibly GIFs, and again, like other media formats. So again, start connecting more of this workflow. Because I know, as myself as a designer, just like the designers on the chat, I use a lot of tools to get work done. And this is a place like Adobe XD where I can bring all those things together and to really communicate and tell my story, the story of my app. And so we definitely have all of those in mind and coming. But definitely go to UserVoice. And UserVoice has a great feature where you can actually upvote or downvote feature requests. Just going to again, that we're always looking at that and chiming in, and that really helps us set our priorities for what's going to be coming in our monthly releases. So.
Also, we have Philippe Leblanc from Toronto. He saw you scrolling, you extend the size of an artboard so you can scroll. And he's asking, are you planning to add the option for a static menu bar? For instance, you want to say the header won't move if I scroll, but the rest of the artboard will scroll.
Yes. So that is definitely in the works, and we have some really cool prototypes working on that. We wanted to make sure we had some basic scrolling support here. But yeah, there's defining scrollable regions or being able to sort of scroll kind of within a sort of fixed area, all being worked on actually right now. So hopefully I can share more of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you wanted to share some new features. So we have gradients, which is new. From this week, just released yesterday, actually. What else do you have?
Let's see, we have gradients. So I just wanted to show that. So I can take any object or even an artboard. Now, anywhere I see a little swatch, I can open it up and choose, go from solid color to gradient. And again, that's been a really, really highly requested feature. So it's been great to sort of get that in. And that's been really exciting to see that come in and look so great. And then we have coming up, we added an option in our transitions to actually go to do none, which is something that's been requested. Yeah, so basically when I
less is more.
Yes, less is more. So instead of say push left or push right, I can just choose none. And so when I go back to my preview window, boom.
And by the way, this is something that will change. So this is also on the Adobe blog, where we explain that the push transition will be renamed to slide, I think, because you are working on a new kind of transition. It's beautiful, by the way.
Let me see if I have it. I'll give you guys a little preview if I can. Let's go see if it's there. Oh, yeah.
You have a button that I don't have.
Yes, this is true. I have many buttons. Let's see. All right, let's try it. I don't know if this is there. Oh, nope, still the basic. Still the basic.
Yeah, but there is an animated GIF on the Adobe blog.
Yes.
So this is something coming in I think we say in September.
Yes, September. Yeah. It's pretty close. That's why I thought maybe it was in the latest build I have, but looks like not quite yet, but coming very soon.
So Christian from Italy, can I use Adobe Preview to see how the work look on a phone or tablet? So this is something that we announced also yesterday. This is coming soon, and so it's a good question actually. So Tallinn, there is already the Adobe Device Preview or Adobe Preview, on the App Store. So is it this app or is it a different one?
It actually is going to be the Adobe XD app on the iPhone.
So it will be a different one. Okay.
Yes, it will be a different one.
Coming soon.
And we did coming soon. And we did that because we want are really like one of our key sort of design principles and sort of principles in making the app is really to speed and performance. Again, we built this brand new rendering engine. We want it to be as fast and as smooth as possible, again, to sort of be able to, sort of contain, the huge sort of number of artboards and graphics and objects that you've drawn on the canvas. And I think to do that well, we decided to build actually the Adobe XD app for the iPhone, and that is and Android, and those are coming very soon, I think. So you guys will be excited about that. But I'll be able to preview all my prototypes, everything that I sort of see here in the preview window. I'll be able to sort of see all of that right on my phone in real time, and be able to test it out, or maybe possibly hand it over to someone else and let them take it for a spin. So
nice.
Yeah.
So let me check the blog post just to see if there are other features. We have
there's the preview.
The shorthand. The hex shorthand.
Oh, the hex shorthand. Yes. Yeah. So the hex shorthand.
What is it?
Oh, this is great. This is just one of those ones. I think if you're really, you kind of know your hex codes, or you do maybe a lot of development in HTML or CSS, or really kind of anywhere now, instead of having to say type out A B, what we can do now is actually just come in here and just type AB.
I see.
There it goes. So, our engineers, we have an amazing team of engineers, guys, and they're just coming up with all these amazing things that just, again, little quality of life things that just make you that much faster when designing, and give you those really needed shortcuts, when you need them for doing those tasks that you do over and over and over. So I do like 07. There you go. Super fast. Look at that. So yeah, I haven't memorized all the hex codes myself, but I know there are probably designers out there who use it quite a bit more than me. But yeah, that's a great feature that we added this month. And then what else did we have, Michael? I think those are the big ones right there.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Oh, Korean language support. I think I just actually was over meeting with some amazing design teams over there in Korea. And I hope they're.
So we have English, French, Japanese, Korean, and German.
Yes. And so now, actually, I think from my time there, I
need to review some French translations. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Let's see. Actually, I can actually test this out because
Oh my God! You speak Korean.
I don't know what I'm typing there, but. So please forgive me, all my Korean friends. But yes, I on my trip over there, I was doing some design in Korean while I was in Seoul. So I still had that on there. So a little preview of that.
And yes, guys, so this is a YouTube Live. There will be more and more live sessions with the Adobe XD team. Yes, team AMAX, we also love After Effects. We will have live sessions also about After Effects. So make sure to subscribe to the Adobe Creative Cloud channel. This is the best way to be notified, when we are working on a new live stream. And in the case of Adobe XD, we have monthly releases. So every month, a new preview with new features. Actually, the next one should be a big one because if you read the blog post,
Yes.
we are already announcing a lot of great features. So.
Yes, and more coming all the time. I always want to share more with you guys than I have in a build, but all in time. Really great stuff in the works. So, yeah. So let's see, I was just kind of designing here. I, of course, neglected for all those who are new, I had to show off my favorite feature because I always need to. So you saw me earlier, maybe possibly working with this this object here, and this is a repeat grid, and this is one of our sort of favorite features we had. And what it does is I can select kind of like all designers do this. You sort of design a little block, like say this little card here, and then you repeat it, and then you just want to be able to sort of go in and change the content. And of course, the way we do that now is we copy paste. But instead, what we've done is giving you this really handy tool called the repeat grid, where I can select, let's say I wanted to make a little friends list here.
Okay. You just need one friend. One friend, yeah, it's enough.
Just one friend now.
Keep it simple.
Michael, I appreciate your friendship a lot, but I need some more friends because I definitely want to feel like I'm a little less lonely in this app. So what I want to do now is sort of take this little lock up here, and this is kind of just where I'm going to start. And up here in the panel is a little feature called Repeat Grid. And so when you click that, now what I've done is I've converted this into a Repeat Grid element. And now I can just drag out the handle. And now I have that same little design, that little sort of,
same friend.
Yeah. And there I've repeated it. Of course, now I can go in here and, of course, add some more of my friends to the list. But of course, I need some avatars, and forgive me, Michael, I don't know if I have your avatar, but I'm just going to grab, I guess now I want to fill this in. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to grab just a bunch of avatars
just
here.
Pictures.
Yep. And so I'm just going to grab these photos here from my desktop, and I'm going to drag them right over. You see, if I hover over, you can see we have drag and drop capability with images. So I can drag those and drop those right into that circle. And there they go. They just automatically repeat kind of within the repeat grid element, one after the other.
Nice.
And again, this is really cool because I can change all their names and keep all their names the same, different. And then, but if I want to now, I can continue sort of, riffing on my design. So I'm going to try, another typeface here. And that the type style stays synced up. So basically, the content can be separate from the style, and I can just keep working on the layout and the design in real time. And it's going to repeat everywhere very quickly.
By the way, I have a question for you about it. So you're using a typeface which is Bread and Grotesque, which is coming from Typekit. So when you share the prototype, on the web, will it keep the typeface?
It will, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so no worries there. So everything that I sort of used and spec'd in my design, when I go to the link online, and I haven't shared that new page yet, but you can see all the typefaces that I'm using are represented here in my design.
Nice.
Yep.
And we have Sajil. He would like to see how you create a video.
Oh yeah, let's do that. All right. So what we can do once we've launched the preview window, so I'm going to go back and do that here. All right. So up in the top right-hand corner, little record button. So I'm going to just click that, and you see I have a little touch cursor there. We're going to be adding some more of those over time as well. But now, as I click through my prototype, scroll around, click here. Great. All right, so now I just come back here and I hit stop. And I can save the video. And now when I go to my desktop,
it's a QuickTime file.
It's a QuickTime file, so it makes a little mo.mov file, and now I can just watch as I walk through my app. And this is really handy. I think if maybe I can't share publicly online, this is a really quick way I can communicate. I could send this to my client or to my developers. Again, because the goal in our job as designers is really to communicate and to be able to communicate so not only the design, but also the interaction and the sort of animated transitions between screens. And again, this is just all helping me get work done. Maybe you can embed this on your Behance project if you want something that's a little more curated, a little more polished there. Yeah, so that's a really handy feature. We'd also be interested in hearing, I think, any other sort of formats or any other kind of things you guys would like to do with your interactive prototype as well. And those are things that we're always looking for feedback on our UserVoice page. So definitely feel free to go there, download the preview. Download the preview in Creative Cloud, come to UserVoice and give us feedback. And I think, again, that's why we sort of released XD when we did is because we really want to build this with all of you. And again, we have some great features in the works, and we just want to know, how that's working out, or if there's things that you're missing that you need to get work done. Those are all things that we're really excited to hear and to keep sort of helping us plan out kind of what's coming next for Adobe XD. So.
And someone's asking, is it possible to hide the cursor while recording?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah. So those are definitely on the list, and so we're looking for more cursor options, or possibly even be able to hide that. But we don't know unless you guys tell us. So it's always great to get that feedback. So.
Okay, thank you, Tarim.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll have another live session within a month, more or less, for the next release of Adobe XD. It will be preview number 7.
Yes. Wow. I can't believe how far we've come. Lots of great stuff in store, guys. So definitely check back in with us.
Great. Thank you, Teddy.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, everyone.
You, everyone in the chat. Make sure to download and try Adobe XD if you're on Mac. Just open Creative Cloud. It's part of the list of applications available. And I've just shared with you the link to Adobe XD on uservoice.com. So this is the best way to see what's coming, also to vote for new features, to submit new features, and exchange with the team, because all the Adobe XD product managers, designers, Justin, and also engineers are checking this website, and they communicate with you and they say, yeah, we're working on this, this is coming. So, and sometimes they will challenge you and ask you more questions. So yeah, it's a great place to be, because again, we are building Adobe XD with the community.
Yep, definitely, guys. So we look forward to hearing what you think. So
yeah, and people in the chat saying, okay, I just installed it. Okay, so I guess we will have a new round of feedback. That's great.
Love it. We love it.
Okay, thank you, Tarin, and thank you,
Thanks,
YouTube.
Michael.
See you soon.
Thanks, YouTube.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
guys. Bye. All right.